I'm full of jokes today, can't you tell? Hi, everyone, and welcome on into today's community stream. Um, okay, my audio sounds really messed up to me. Is it messed up to other people too, or is one of my cables just not in correctly? Um, yeah, no idea what's going on there. And lovely Logitech in all their infinite wisdom and glory and whatever can't get their software to not work like it's from 1999. So yeah. um yeah, I really don't get how that works, but such is life. Today what we'll be doing in our community stream is okay, you can hear me nice and clean, thank you. Is we will be doing more on our I'm forgetting the name of the genre. The one set on the moon that's meant to be scary. Scary game? That's not the word I'm looking for. Horror. Horror is the word I'm looking for. I am clearly 100% awake today. Can't you tell? I'm gonna blame the lack of brain power on the lack of cigarettes. I'm actually properly quitting finally. Like, yeah. That said, we'll see how I feel about that after the stream. I might go get a pack just to have a few and just wean myself off of it instead of this cold turkey approach. But today we'll be working on the horror game. So 2 weeks ago, because we didn't have a live stream last Friday due to the fact that I had a work event, we began transferring over the blueprint draft of some of the code to C++. Now, I can't remember quite what we did, to what extent we did it, and what have you. But we are going to pick up with that again. And with that said, well, let's go ahead and let's make a start. Oh, wow. I didn't realize I was already back up. Hello again. Welcome back in. So, now they have the music back on. Sam, how are you doing today? So let's just pop open our base character. We'll take a look at the component too once it loads. I didn't check. Was that 2019 that loaded or 2022? 2019, because I don't have 2022's UE4 extension installed. Right. I don't need any of the UE5 materials. So, cool. I clearly started to do something and pause partway in. So let's just... Okay. Let's start in the header and see what we have here. So we have our constructor, our begin play, tick. All right, we have character statistics. We have our movement speeds. Why are we using that design for this? What the heck was my thought process there? Right, okay. That's fair enough. That all makes sense to me. I'm going to put a space between those two. No, it doesn't really matter. All right, so clearly I was going to do something if this is the case. Like, I know what's going to be to do. Give me character, statistics, and it. Okay. Oh no, I do that down here. Which actually makes more sense. We only want to do that if it's a player. Alright, I don't know what I was doing there then. Cool, we'll come back to that in a moment then to see if I can work out what I was thinking. I don't remember at all. You're good? Glad to hear that, Sam. Right, so there are common structs that we're using that we saw over there with the min-max. I don't like the fact they put the constructors down here. Whatevs. We already looked at that one. Our stats component. What do we have here? Constructor, begin play, tick. Weapon variable for Boolean is active. Oh, that's why that's protected. Okay. What is B is active? What is this for? You know, that is really poorly designed. So the B is active. Is the flashlight active? It looks like. Why I felt the need that had to be. If you don't know why it is paused mid-sentence, line 98 is the reason I paused mid-sentence. Huh. Alright, so clearly I've used the wrong one here. What is this is active thing meant to be about? Oh, hang on, wait. I think I know what this is. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm not as much of an idiot as I thought I was. Okay, I kind of want to rename that. So what's going on here? This be active thing, this member variable, it's marked as private. And it made me pause. What I'm doing is, this one I'm using like a flip-flop. This is just so that we know if the method has been called previously. And every time it gets called, this gets switched to either true or false, depending on what it currently is. So if it's currently true, we switch it to false. If it's currently false, we switch it to true. Whereas this version down here is actually about the flashlight itself. And we use the member variable or the member attribute to set the attribute down here. Okay. All right, so it looks like we're stuck at doing our interfaces and getting all the interface relevant events set up for this. Right, so let's go ahead and start working on interfaces then, shall we? So I'm just going to move that off to the side just for a moment, which means I can't see the chat right now, but don't worry, I will take a look at it again in a moment. And because this is a character-related interface, I'm going to leave it in this characters folder. Now, unlike a standard interface in C++, you do not need to set a Unreal interface to be a proper virtual abstraction, so you don't need to set the methods equal to 0. You can if you want, and you can use pure C++ interfaces in Unreal, but Unreal has a system built in. And I know there used to be a way this one for to do it this way. I always forget where things are located, though. Unreal interface. So it's a UObject interface class, so it's using the UObject inheritance system, which is why you might want to use it over the standard C++ interface, especially if you want to inherit things that are engine specific that the UObject inherits from. If not, if you don't need those things, fair enough. Then feel free to go ahead and use the standard C++ interface. All right, so let's go ahead and create this. This will be in that folder. Sorry, I'm grabbing my water. It was a bit farther away than I thought it was going to be. No one saw that. I kind of gagged because I can smell tobacco from my last cigarette from yesterday on this thing. Because I bought it while I was having a cigarette. I was like, a cigarette. Gag. All right. So this will be character. I'm going to call it character stats for now, just because it's related to the character stats. All right, we'll go ahead and create it. It's already loaded in the other window. As I've just hit create, I can see it pop in. Yeah, reload all. Go for it. Which means this will do whatever it's going to do. There we go. If it would be done in the other window, I'd bring the other window over. There we go. All right. So, oh, there's the robot dude. So let me just bring this back over here. Okay. What? Okay, that's actually concerning. I'm gonna do it. When did I give you permission to update to Windows or to whatever? Welcome in, Sam, Original Flavor. I am not happy about this. Okay, hopefully I was muted long enough that I could swear at the update thing. I didn't even notice. Did you try calling me on Discord? Yes, you did. No, it's 12:30 on Saturday, 5. Oh, I put 5:30 in the chat by mistake. Shit, yeah, no, I meant to say 5. It's 5 on the thing, and it's 12:30. 5 on Friday, 12:30 on Saturday. Sorry about that. I'll give you a call after while I'm working on dinner. I will need about 10 minutes before I call because I will have to go to the bathroom, and I'm going to want to also let my hair out of the stinging ponytail. So, I'm really kind of annoyed right now, actually. I don't know why Unreal thought to update it. Like, when the new standard was 2019, Unreal refused. Hell isn't a swear. I was much more verbose in my swear when I muted myself. Unreal refused to automatically switch over to 2019 unless you were using, I think it was unless you were using 4.24 at the time or greater. And even then, you still had to tell it. So I don't know why it told, we're going to update your project without your permission. So since I've changed where my camera is located on my monitor and I'm now actually, eye level with the camera, you can't see what I'm currently doing below the camera's level, but it is a very rude gesture at my computer screen. So, yeah, oh, I need to remember not to do that, and it's already too late. So, as a heads up, never name your interfaces in C++ with the I in Unreal, because it does crap like that And that really throws me for a loop. It adds the I in already. So interface. Right, so, I'm not sure why it generated a body for us. We don't need one because it's an interface. It's an abstracted class. And typically, abstracted classes are just that, abstracted. Like, if I were doing this in pure C++, my method would end with equals 0 to indicate that they are truly abstracted. But, yeah. Right, so, we need to think about this. We need to pass over if the flashlight's on or not. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to cheat just a tiny bit. I have put the legwork in already. I might, as if you're still messaging me, I was like, why is my number still 9? Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore this. Again, very rude gesture below the screen at that thing. I have not heard from them, by the way. The crap was I gonna do? Oh yeah, we're gonna cheat. So I already have prototype ideas somewhere in here. All right, we are actually using these. I'm not sure why the character isn't flagged as prototype like it should be, but whatever. So if we go into here, we can probably find... Actually, no, we probably should grab the other one, because that's the one that's actually going to need the interface. Probably just realized I named the thing wrong as well, but whatevs. I'm still looking at the wrong one. Okay, so we're gonna want a, are we gonna even want that? Sorry, just give me a moment. We are, okay, so. I'm just trying to think of the most logical way to do this. Hey there, Kiwi. How you doing, man? So the reason why I'm pausing is this one right here. This one we're going to have to replicate. Well, the thing with this is I know it calls up the widget. And... I personally am overthinking it. Okay, so actually we do, but yeah. Okay, so I know exactly what I need to do. I'm just overthinking something. So we're gonna hunt all these references down to where we get the owner ref. And we do these things, and we're going to have to set it. We're going to have to change those into interface events in this version of it. So, we need one for... Well, we don't need a ref. We can honestly skip this one all in. We don't need this at all, because what we can do is this get owner. And if we have an interface event... I haven't written any interface events right now, but if we have an interface event, this return value is the actor that is going to implement that event. Therefore, we can just go ahead and use that. Now, I am going to cheat a bit because I can't remember the name of the Boolean check I want to use, so I am actually going to look it up in some of my old code because I always use it. I always think it is a useful bit of code to use. So you will see 2019 start to launch right there. That is just me popping open my example of that Boolean code because I use it a lot. So also, I was thinking about the thing that made me pause. When, oh, we have to do this. I'm like, no, we really don't. The reason I paused was I realized I had already worked out the solution to that issue with this particular set of code. All right. So we don't need to actually get a reference to the owning character. We will use the get owner node, which returns a, what does it actually return? Returns an actor, a actor. So long as the actor we're using implements this interface, we're good. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my particular example for the solution I worked out earlier for this sort of stuff. Right. All right, that's fine. The first one of these, it will be the update stats. We're skipping that one because that one's a nightmare to deal with. We're skipping that one because that's still part of the same nightmare. Right, all right. So our movement type is our next one. So let's just go over to the C++ side of things. Find our character. Oh, seriously, you always keep code. So there's a reason for it. You work smart, not hard. All right, one thing I really do like about Visual Studio 2022 is that. So if you don't know, if you double tap Control in 2022, it will tell you the argument names. I can't count the number of times I've sat there going, I don't know which overload I'm using. Please just show me the argument list. I'll say 90% of my time besides chit-chatting. Okay, so when I'm doing code off camera, 99% of my time is spent literally looking up arguments, usually. And then 1% crying and terror when code doesn't work right. Man, it really smells of tobacco on my water bottle for some reason. That's a new water bottle I've been drinking all day. Oh, okay, so, I thought we did more in last stream. I legitimately thought we've done more. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. Did we not do more? Question mark? I guess we didn't. Right, cool. I honestly am actually now getting really concerned about something. Give me a second. Okay. I was panicking, like, I know we did this stuff. Like, why isn't it there? No, it's in here. Okay. Right. So, yeah. Right, I don't remember what I was going to do with that one. Hey there, Chica. How you doing? Right. I think we're going to just do this without thinking about the interface for a minute. We're going to do this in the order in which I need to get through things, I guess. Or we can just do the interface ones really quickly at the top. And, you know what, to be fair, we might actually do that. I'm just thinking about the order in which I want to do these things. I bet, if I go back 2 weeks and look at this VOD, I'm going to go, I don't need this thing, we're going to delete it. And I go ahead and delete the thing that I want to use. Right. I clearly didn't plan this out. So I'm sitting here thinking, our options are 1, I just do the interface related events only. Option 2, I do all events. We're going to go with option 1 for now, just because I don't want to sit here and try to look up certain things I don't remember how to do when I haven't made a decision yet if that's the approach I want to use, or if I want to use an alternative and technically slightly better approach. So we're going to start with the interface related events. And the first one we are going to do is the set movement type. Now, I don't know if I'm going to call it only in an interface, but meh. It also, I don't care that it's... Why didn't I do a U function? I don't care that I've done this, apparently. Okay. These aren't attributes when we get down to this public one here. Also, these actually really should be protected. So we're going to lock this down to protected. And these now become methods. So, U function. And I'm just going to very quickly lose the stream for a second in terms of the chat while I do this bit. Sorry, let me get the Discord back up on my screen. Old dog, welcome on in. And we're going to look up the U function specifiers. Alright, welcome in. If I said that a minute ago. I'm annoyed at the NHS for multiple reasons. You're not special being annoyed at the NHS. I mean, I've had that happen before outside of the NHS. Do I actually need a U function? Okay, I'm just gonna add blueprint callable to this. I can't think of any U functions I actually need for this, but whatever. Right, we're gonna take this and we're gonna pop this sucker down here. And all right. This will be set movement type, and I'll fix the type E, and I'll fix the argument type in a moment. Actually, give me a second. Blueprint pure. I should actually probably copy this line first. Done the wrong thing. Done that. And then gone back here and taken the blueprint pure and pass it into there. There we go. All right. Money is a lie. You should work for free. You should just be pleased you have a job. The NHS is not fit for purpose because it's being gutted by the government. There are too many managers with not enough provision for services. When you have a service designed to prevent people from getting into crisis, and the only way to access that service is to be in crisis, so the thing that we have designed the service for, to prevent, that is, the thing we have designed the service to prevent, you can only access it if you have failed to prevent it. The literal fuck is wrong with you if you think that is a functional system? Hey, we're gonna, help people with PTSD. We're gonna help people with psychosis, and we're gonna, reduce the amount of suicides a year, of death by suicides a year. So we're gonna do this by creating a service that is aimed at preventing suicide, so aimed at preventing crisis, by addressing it before people enter that state. So we're going to create services for depression. So if you're feeling depressed and suicidal, you don't actually have to get into crisis to receive help. If you're having psychosis symptoms, all right, you don't have to be crisis and, full-blown psychotic or ready to kill yourself to receive help. You're going to, have flashbacks and feel like you're in danger. All right, we're going to create a system to prevent that to prevent you from stressing too much and prevent you from becoming suicidal as a result. All of those are really good ideas. Everything I just said is really what the system says is aimed to do and what it should be doing. However, what we get is, oh, you're psychotic? Here's a 18 to 24 month wait list. You have PTSD from war, from rape, from what have you. Here's an 18 to 24 month wait list. You have suicidal issues? All right. Well, unfortunately, I see on my list that you are using substances because you have PTSD. We can't treat you. Oh, wait, no, you're actively suicidal? Yeah, we'll see you now. All right, you're no longer actively suicidal, but we haven't addressed the actual root of the cause. All right, go on your own. Fuck off, little kids. Go do what you want to do. Come back to us if you're suicidal again, because our system that's aimed at preventing you from actually engaging in suicidal ideation worked perfectly well. If you can't tell, I'm being sarcastic as all fuck. When your system is designed to address crises and to prevent them, and the only way to prevent them is to actually be in them, then your system is faulty. If your checkbox system for healthcare ignores chronic issues, like I have a bad leg. For anyone who doesn't know, I got hit by a car when I was 21. I have a bad leg. That was over a decade ago. I have a historic injury. I have it well documented. I got misdiagnosed by a doctor on my historic injury. Oh, this is happening. You have a sprain in your ankle. No, I fucking don't. Please do an examination. I don't need to. Yes, you do, type 2 error. Yes, you do. I'm sorry. The issue ain't my ankle, especially when it's a historic injury and I haven't had any falls that would have sprained my ankle. Same doctor also said I'm allergic to blueberries. For note, I literally just had 5 blueberries right before the stream. For further note, I had a carton of blueberries throughout this entire day. Oh my god, I'm not breaking out in hives. The NHS is a faulty system, and IAPT is a goddamn joke. IAPT is going to do nothing but erode the public trust in mental health provision in the UK. I'm sorry. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. When a service is designed to, quote-unquote, deliver CBT, so for those of you who don't know, not cock and ball torture, cognitive behavioral therapy, and yes, I did just make a BDSM joke. The crux of CBT, at the end of the day, the crux of CBT is the term self-efficacy. As a CBT therapist, when I'm done with my clients, I don't want to see them again. Not because I don't like them, not because I don't respect them, but because I like them and respect them, I don't want to see them again because I want my clients to have the tools to live the life they want to live. Self-efficacy. How the fuck am I supposed to do that if I don't know the tool I'm using? That is IAPT. We take individuals who do not know what the shit they're doing and go, hey, here's this book. Sorry, my clinical workbooks are all behind me. Here's this book. Don't read it, but hang on, I'm just finding an example. That's literally, I opened it to it, then I moved past it. Here's a form for your clients to fill out. Don't tell them why the fuck they're filling it out. Just have them fill it out, and if they don't talk to them. Okay, how the fuck does that develop self-efficacy? If the client doesn't know why they're using a tool, when are they gonna know? How are they gonna know when to use it? Okay, imagine for a moment, for everyone who doesn't get this analogy, for that story, let's put this as an analogy. I know this isn't coding. We'll get back to coding when I get off my rant in a moment. Whew, if you can't tell, yeah. If you have an alarm for fires, an alarm for floods, an alarm for air raids, and they're all the same alarm, they all are exactly the same alarm. There's no difference between them. You can't tell them apart because they are exactly the same. They come from the same source. They have the same pitch. They have the same tone. They have the same duration. They have the same everything. And you have 4 different responses based on if it's a fire alarm, a tornado alarm, a flood alarm, an air raid alarm, an earthquake alarm, whatever. You have different things you do in response. Or if you're in the US, a school shooter alarm. I'm not making it, sorry for that bad joke, but that actually is a thing. They get drills for that. You have drills for different environmental events or home terrorist events or domestic terrorist events. You have different drills, but the alarm is the same. How are you going to know which one to do unless someone's telling you what to do? If it's a school shooter versus the fire alarm, if the alarm is exactly the same and you can't hear the gun or you can't hear the fire, because yes, fire makes noise, then how do you know what to do? That is what IAP does. Not only does it do it that way, it does it by going, well, if CBT is the most efficacious treatment out there for these conditions, anxiety and depression, which it is, then we should be doing it. Fair enough. But instead of actually doing it the way it says to be done, we're going to do it in our own bespoke way, which doesn't match any research. Yeah. And for anyone who ever complains about for any British individual who ever complains about immigrants just coming for the NHS, 1, I'm an immigrant to the UK, remember that. 2, I pay more into the NHS than you do. 3, I have worked for the NHS, so don't give that line to me. 4, if you ever go into a line about stealing jobs and you were said that before 2018, please look up the thing known as the Resident Labor Market Test. Get off your lazy ass and apply for a job you're actually qualified for, because they had to hire you before they could hire somebody like me. It has now changed. It's still xenophobic, but it's illegal for us to steal your jobs. It means you weren't applying. Or you were going for a specialty job, like the ones I tend to do. Yeah, I can actually steal specialty jobs. I can't steal non-specialty jobs. And usually someone who's on the doles isn't going to be in a specialty job like mine. In other words, those are the jobs that they have to hire you for. The ones that I don't go for. We can't steal those jobs. All right, my rant is done. Yeah, when an immigrant to your country knows more about your healthcare system, your tax system, and your hiring requirements, that's terrifying. Sorry for anyone who does not give a crap about the healthcare in the UK. I did like there was a view spike during that rant. I'm going to get back onto topic. Oh, hang on. I have a lot that I missed on. Okay. Speaking of the job, I'm finally out of HGVs for now. Gonna have a party. I'll come down to you next weekend if you want. For anyone who doesn't know, it is uncommon to find forums online where people talk through how to commit suicide without actually killing themselves. Because so many people are desperate for help. Yeah, the problem with, however, faking a suicide attempt is it often results in an actual successful death by suicide. If you need help, please reach out. Please let someone on the server know. Please let somebody know. We'll find you a phone number to call. We'll find you the services in your area. And we won't provide services for you. I don't do that on my server for obvious reasons. But if you need help, Please ask. Did I tell you the whole thing I had with the doctors during COVID? You might have. I don't remember. Let's hope with the new IAP counseling program. Yeah, no, the IAP stuff is still shit. Or the fun if you have neurodevelopmental issues. I have ADHD. Then IAPT is IAPT is a complete joke. Again, I have no respect for IAPT. I have no respect for WPs either. But yeah, no. Please fill me in on what happened, Chica, during COVID for you. Why the... Okay, you have all day to fucking message me, people. Like, why during the middle of a live stream do I get only messages on Discord from people? Like... I was gonna say that's actually a useful thing. Thank you there. I forgot that actually existed, Chica. Right, back to what this server is actually about. So, what we're going to do is we're going to do set movement type. We're going to pass in an argument around the, around this thingamajigger. So, I'm actually going to just see how I've set it up already in the character stats once I figure out where the shoot I put that thing. There it is. Right? Yeah, no, that is exactly how I did it there. Okay. So it's called movement in our version. We're going to take this. We're just actually going to bring this right on over here. And we actually don't want to be able to edit this one. But what we do need to do is include it, even though I think it already is included because we're including this thing. Right. And what we're gonna do is we will do value, and let's go ahead and create this. There we go. So I'm just going to very quickly make a test run at this. So what we're going to do is take movement type and I actually meant to just name this movement type, not E movement type, but okay. And we are going to set this equal to value. There we go. I'm just going to do a quick build. So let me just bring this back over here, and we're going to click the build button down there. Well, pretty much I was having a really shit time and wanted to go back on antidepressants. That is when I was back at work. Could not get a doctor's appointment or even a phone appointment. Had to do it online. Asked if you're hurting yourself. I put yes. It exits me out of the thing and tells me to call the doctor immediately. I never clap for them is probably why. Yeah, welcome to modern NHS. It is a joke. All right. We've compiled successfully. I don't need to use the as type in this. So, right. That isn't the end of this thing. What we are going to do is... we're going to switch because that's the easiest way to... Hey, Chica, do you know if there's a select node? You know the select node in Blueprint? Is there a way to do that without using a switch? Because that would be lovely. If not, then fair enough. All right, I'm going to get that code snippet to work the way I want it to work, so I'll do it the long way. I know it should work with the okay, wow, the code snippet just is not working at all. Either version. There we go. Cool. I'm actually going to get rid of that because we only have these 3 options. So what we're going to do is we need the character movement character movement component. What is it actually called on this thing? Let's pop over here, take a look. Movement component. So by the way, if you don't know, this is the new method that they want people to use. Character movement is the name. So we're going to grab character movement. And what we need to do is first, just switch back over to this window so I can see more easily. All right, character movement. And we want to set it is private. Okay. Get character movement. Cool. All right, get character movement. We then want to please tell me that was a pointer. Oh, it is not a pointer. Interesting. Okay. Are you not letting me access anything though? What the shit? No, it is a pointer. I lied. It is definitely a pointer. Sorry, I was looking over here for some reason. It is... when you're back, let me know, because I have no idea what you're talking about when you hover over it. So when you hover over it, it just as if it just gives the tooltip. So no idea what you're on about at all. All right. Right. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to bring over something onto the screen. I'm going to ask you to explain what you're talking about. So what I asked was, is there a way to tell if a select node has a C++ equivalent that isn't switch? And you said hover over it. It doesn't. Ah, okay, I see what you mean. So like with the yeah, the Kismet Math Library. Okay, fair point. Okay, that makes sense now. So yeah, Select Node don't exist. Cool. What I want to know is why I can't access anything within here. So max walk speed is definitely a variable in there. I mean, if it's a macro at that point, I might as well just be using a select node, right? Right. Okay, I can't believe I'm Googling this. Actually, hang on. I'm just gonna copy the... Yeah, there are only those three, so how... Alright, we're gonna do this the dirty way, just because this is honestly gonna piss me off. Please, thank you. I want the fucking API open. Okay. It's public. Please, give me access to it. That is all I want right now, is just to have access to this one thing. To answer your question, the two set walks are for setting the max walk angle and for setting the floor angle. Floor angle or floor Z. Yeah. There is no... It's one of the few they, for some reason, have not updated. And I so rarely use the character component nowadays that I'm actually blanking on what the heck they want. Hey, Sam, when you walk, do your hands move the same way as when you run? You would need different animations. Okay, that is literally what this person has, and yet yes. Yes, I am. Which, according to this, I already have the movement component. The get character movement returns the character movement component. That's what I just tried to do a few minutes ago and couldn't get to work. I did it without casting, but I'll try it with casting instead. If that's how you have to do it, that is really goddamn asinine. Alright, we'll do this with a cast instead. Nope, I'm getting the same error type. Yeah, I'm... We've been over why we don't use Visual Assist on this channel. I mean, the fact that I can't access any of the actual functions embedded... What the fuck did they do? That's my question. That is the first and only question I have at this point. Is what the shit did Epic do? Why would I? Why would I include that? I inherit it. Also, Indy, if what I'm doing didn't work, that isn't going to work. That is definitely not going to work. And just to show you, I'm going to copy and paste that directly over. Okay. There is no object we're loading that cast into. Also, correcting for that issue, let's add the object in, and it's still not going to work. Let's change the object to a pointer. It's still not going to work. It's only on one of them. And again, it's not... Okay, the issue, folks, is not typos. I am not, for some reason, able to see the pointer. If the issue were typos, then I would have seen that earlier, because when I type in this word, test, because we've just said it there, I'm getting nothing. There should be a list right here. The fact that I'm not getting a list right here is telling me the error isn't anything that I am actively doing. It's something that I have skipped. Where you were, the movement component was looking for a forward declare from the looks of it. Okay. It's forward declared because we're inheriting from the thing that declares it. Where this is character class. We inherit from character. Character has that included. I will include the include just to see, but it shouldn't need it because it is its thing. And I'm really annoyed at this code right now. I think that has to be at the top. I did not mean to hit B. I meant to hit V. Why the fudge do you want... What? The shit. Chica, you were right, but it makes no sense that you were right. What the shit? Unreal. Give me a second. We're gonna pop back over to this thing. Welcome in, Scream. That makes zero sense. That you need a declaration for the thing that's already declared. The thing that you were inheriting from, that is the boon of most people's existence. I mean, I get why it's the boon. The bane of most people's existence. I get why it's the bane, and what the shit? I'm surprised it's working. That's why I don't get why it works. You shouldn't need to include that declare or that include, because It's a thing that you are already including. I'm going to include, like, it's not you that I'm complaining about, Chica. I'm complaining about Epic, not you. Epic being the issue. I don't get why Epic is making you redeclare the thing that's already been declared in the thing you're inheriting from. Like, that, to me, is like saying, you know, you need a, it's like saying I have a master's degree when, or saying I have an undergrad degree when you already have a master's degree. It's like saying, yes, it's like saying to get a PhD, you need to go back after getting your master's degree to get another bachelor's degree in your field. It makes zero sense. Oh, yeah, you're right. It is just forward declared for that damn top. Because I saw that highlighted. I didn't look at the word replication. Like, in the header, you just inherit from the you. Yeah, like, this is the way they've organized the character. The character actor is honestly just a shit show to work with. There is a reason I prefer making my own custom characters at this point. I just damn well hate working with this thing. Or doing it in Blueprint. Okay, right, where the shit is the thing that I called it? Character statistics, grab that. After the switch statement, what we're gonna do is we are going to set movement type, and we're gonna pass in value. Then we're going to do UI UMG update. Okay. So that is our first event that we need a function in our interface for. So we'll do yeah, I know. I can tell you, like, whenever I do something like that, like, that's what I call the long, messy way. That is usually because of a thing that should be doing the thing in a reasonable way. There's no reasonable way to do it. And honestly, the more I'm doing my own coding outside of Unreal stuff, the more I am beginning to actually appreciate things outside of it. Welcome back in, Reverse Gutenberg Press. So for this, what we're gonna do is, I also don't like the fact that at random, I'm just gonna update you for you onto this thing. All right, so because this is an interface, this is a U function blueprint native event, blueprint callable, and void trigger, and what did I name it here? Trigger set movement. Okay, we're gonna need all of this, so we're just gonna pop that into there. Or yeah. Okay, that goes there. And let's steal the damn header, which of course won't work because we're actually in the same folder. Never mind. Right. There we go. Cool. Now what we need to do is include that in here. So include. Boom. Okay. And make sure to actually inherit from it. And then I have the brain fart moment where I have to remember if it's implement or execute. I believe it is execute, not implement. I think implement is replication, question mark, and execute is the other one. Yeah, implementation is replication. Execute is interface. So all right, let's grab the event from in here. And actually we're gonna add a category really quickly before we go forward. Category equals, and this will be in the category movement. Okay, we'll take this over to here. Now, what I'm about to do, you don't have to do it. You need to do that step, by the way. You definitely need to do that step. Also, shouldn't this be virtual void, given that it's, you know, yeah, I think it freaks out if you do it that way. I'm not used to the fact, I'm used to C++ right now, not used to Unreal's API. Then it's virtual void. And then we take all of this, and I lied. It's execute for the call of it, implementation for the actual thing. Now, you don't need this line. I like having this line because this line never gets rid of the error that, hey, this thing isn't called. This one, however, does. And when this vanishes, I know I've actually written that function. So I like having it in there. Now, this is a very straightforward, very simple function to do. We've already written the main function up here. This is just the interface call to it. So all we're going to do is call up the function we've already written and pass it over. So value gets passed through. There we go. Now what I want to do here is go back and make this a public method. That way I have access to it at other points. All right. I really am grumpy today, by the way, if you can't tell. Like, honestly, grumpy as shit. Great, that's the first interface event done. Looking at my list of ones. That is a UI one, we'll take care of that later. UI one, we take care of that later. UI one, we take care of that later. All right, we now need one for our flashlight. I realize these are player ones, but we're going to be doing them up here, and then if we need to bring them down, we'll deal with the accessibility to them later on. So this one is void. This will be blueprint callable as well. I should have just copied the line instead of trying to highlight everything. This will be called activate flashlight. It will take in one Boolean value of new visibility. All right. And I actually don't think we'll be doing it that way. what we're going to do instead is we're just going to create the interface function for this. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to go back to here to see, nope, to here. What did I name it? I named it battery, so we'll name it battery in this one as well. This will be battery, and this will be void trigger activate flash light apparently, bool new visibility. Okay, let's go ahead and take both of these lines here, go back here, drop that sucker down there, grab this bit here, drop this in. I meant to actually copy that line, not edit it right away. Whoops. All right, there we go. Okay, and this is now a virtual void. We will override this. And as I know I've missed the T. Well, I should actually grab the word void. It's not just one letter I'm missing, it's an entire word. And we will just drop that in there. Grab our character base for our scope. And, yeah. We'll come back to that later. But hey, that means we can come back here to our character stats. Okay, come back to the correct thing I'm looking for, and begin to hunt down the to-dos. So, what is going on here, actually? What do I want this thing to do? So give me a second. It'd also be helpful if I was looking in the right spot of my notes. So on a init component, okay. All right, we're gonna come back to those ones in a moment and do those later. What we're gonna do first instead is we're gonna just skip these. Okay, I want to come back to that to-do health one later on, but... Okay, so there we go. This is what I'm looking for. This is... Okay. So this is if we've run out of stamina. So yeah, if our current stamina is greater than the cost, then we update this way. If not, then we're going to fail out of this and we're going to set our movement types differently. So this is where... Sorry, I'm just trying to find it on my actual example here. So this is what I was talking about earlier. We're going to have that check at the very start. And I'm just going to double check what that check is, so I always forget. Alright, so first off, let's just drop underneath here. And it's going to be if. And then the check will be get owner, which is a function call to a pointer. We want to get the class of the owning actor. We want to know, does this class implement an interface? What interface does it we want to know if it implements? We want to know if it implements this I character or II character stats interface. And we're going to do that from a static class version. I've lost track of my brackets now. First off, let me just drop that down there. And we definitely will need to include the interface class. That's the entire point of doing this. Okay. There we go. Oh, shoot. It's UI character. That's what I'm looking for. I'm using the wrong part of this. Okay. There we go. So if this does actually, if the owner implements this class, then we'll do this thing, or implements this interface, then we'll do this thing. Okay, I can swear on stream, by the way. It's just the start and end of streams. I just don't like swearing on streams. Many ways you can do that. Many, many ways. Right. What I want to do is when the person runs out of stamina. Alright, so this is going to call up the implement event. So where we're going to do that is we then do this is when we do the II. So it's II character stats execute trigger set movement type, and it's get owner. Now get owner, thank you, and it will be Wait, I was going to be lazy about it. I'm still going to be lazy about it. Walk. Okay. You need to inherit two, don't you? And that's what's going on here. Let's just grab this bit. Okay, that error I expect to see. It's wrong, but I expect to see that error. All right, let's compile. Let's see what actual errors we do have. All right. Typoed somewhere. Cool. There's a missing V in two of these things. So I character stats, character base. I character stats, character base. Cool. Okay. Event. And what was the other one? That was it. Okay. So event. All right. Sod off. Build. Did you seriously just randomly open that in a different window? Okay. Oh, yeah, that might be fair. I might have actually cocked that one up. First off, thanks for closing the thing I wanted to open, and thanks for reorganizing all my tabs. Close all the tabs. Right. Let's do this in the proper... You opened up a... What the flying... No wonder I'm confused by shit. No. What the Okay. Here we go. Right. I do like how many of these warnings aren't actually in my stuff. Also, I'm pretty sure set is an IO one, but okay, whatevs. Okay, it's gone away. Good. All right, let's find the other to-do in here. Oh, we just did that. Okay, there we go. And again, we repeat this process that we just had a second ago. All right, and for that, what we're gonna do is first we're actually gonna go back here and cool. And actually, I want to find that again. I want the next one now. This is the one I want. We'll take all of this, and then we're gonna go down to that to-do we just had a second ago. Okay. So in this one, yep, it's that bit, except for now we're gonna execute the activate flashlight bit. And here we're passing in. Actually, we're going to pass the actual value here. There we go. All right. Now let's go ahead and build this one out. Make sure there are no typos that I'm somehow missing. And yes, no, you shouldn't be hot loading. Hot loading be bad, yo. Don't hot load. What the fudge? I'm just hoping there's that one random typo right there. Line 46 in here has an error. I know what line 46 is going to be before I get there, by the way. It's going to be that one. Okay, fuck you, Epic. Fuck you very much. The reason why I'm getting this error, and it's not a valid error, is because you randomly, without my consent, updated. There is no error. It's fucking right. You are wrong, Epic. This thing doesn't exist. The thing that's saying that it doesn't exist is that. The second I renamed it, it said it stopped existing. It isn't saying the old name. It's saying the current version. And do you know why it's giving me that error? Because it's still trying to... Oh my god. Give me a second. We're going to fix this. I mean, I have no choice now but to go to Visual Studio 2022 because of what they've done. Unsupported image format. It is your own image, Epic. What do I want? I want Visual Studio. Oh, there's a way to set your default editor preferences, and I'm not sure if it's in project settings or editor preferences. We're gonna go to editor preferences for now. All settings. Please actually do the thing that you said you'll do here, which you don't. Okay, I can't remember how to do this, so we're gonna just Google it. compiler version in its project settings. Cool. All right, let's see if that resolves the BS that you're giving me. Okay, now it works. Lovely. On that note, I'm going to pop the solution file back open. Sorry, I'm just hunting the solution file down. Yes, I know it's incompatible. Oh my god. I honestly really hate Epic right now. Like, Unreal 5 is the worst thing I have worked with from them ever. This is legitimately just hot garbage. All right. Cool. I think we have all the interface stuff done. Right. Cool. I'm just seeing what else we can switch over to Blueprint really quickly that makes sense to do. I mean, in theory, yes. Yes, I could do that. I'm just not entirely sure if it makes sense to do. I'm honestly not sure on that one. So option 1, I can start converting over the widgets. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word for a minute. That way I can start addressing this stuff. Actually, the set health thing I'm going to need to take care of now-ish before we do that. Or I can derive a Blueprint version of this class, and I can start adding in some of the other things we're going to do with it. I actually want to take care of the set health thing first. And this is on the oxygen deplete line of events. So when we run out of oxygen, we are going to set health. And that is actually done within here. So, first things first, let's go back over here. Okay, we should have a health thing somewhere here. Did I not actually, set health. There we go. Okay. So for this set health, what we're going to do is, if we don't have oxygen, then we're going to do set health negative 5.0 F. Okay. There we go. That part's done now. That one was shockingly easy. I have a question for you, Sam, before I answer that question. When a flashlight is flickering at any given moment, is it both on and off? Or is it always one or the other? To further answer your question while you ponder what I've just said, while you further ponder what I just said, let's hit play. It's going to take a moment. Okay. Ignore the fact there's sound. And the bunny hop is really fast. Oh yeah, I forgot. Right. No, either it's on or it's off. That's not the question I asked you. I didn't ask you if it's high or low. I asked, is it on or off? Now, watch the screen carefully. What you're describing is intensity. Intensity is a different value if it's on or off. All the bool is saying if it's on or off. So if it's low, then it's on. Therefore, a bool is needed. The intensity changes. Does that make sense? If it's blinking, well, it's off when it's in the shut version of the blink. But as long as it's on, it is on. Even if it's low level intensity or high level intensity, it's on. Right. The widget's going to be funky to do, and I'm just trying to think about how to do it. But that sort of question is a good question to ask. Like, you need to think about it that way, because you will make those mistakes and go, what the hell's going on? And you'll have to go back and go, oh yeah, no, I see what I've done. Like, the number of times where I've gone, well, it's this, and then I've gone, yeah, no, I'm conflating the state it's in versus the appearance of that state. Like, I do that a lot myself. Oh, no, I went too far. Okay. We're going to create a widget. Not a slate widget. I want a UMG widget. Am I just blind? Did I just scroll right past it? I mean, I've done there's an entire, like, if you want the logic of it, look at section 3 of the survival series, first flashlight video, I think. It might be second flashlight video. I go through the entire logic of why the flashlight's set up the way it is, with the timers the way they are. And I was going to look something up, because I can't remember how to do something right now. It is user widget I am looking for. Thank you. No, user widget's one I want. Okay. Basie. Oh yeah, don't apologize for that shit. Like, yeah. Right, we're skipping constructors. All right, we can be messy. Let's be messy. We're gonna do this the messy way first. We start with public. And I'm just going to grab an attribute header from one of these things. Boink. Alright, actually, I'll put that above there. Cool. Right. What we need is uProperty macro blueprint. Read, write, and the most important thing I'm typing today for this, meta equals bind widget. None of what I'm about to do will work without that particular tag. That tag right there is going to be my cleanup. Or, sorry, is going to be the thing I'm going to do that I need for this to work. To do, replace with actual class, question mark? And what we now need is a, you know, here's a question for you. What the hell do we actually need there that we're going to replace with an actual class? What we need there is user widget. Okay, awesome, good. Because all right, so user widget pointer, because we're binding to this thing. Yeah, I need this over in the other window now. So we need what is this in order? Compass. I'm not sure what Synonas is. Compass. Hey, don't worry about performance quite right away. Worry about getting it to do something first, then performance, because you can optimize yourself to death. All right. Name. Oh, yeah, I should probably be, you know, actually copying and pasting all of this, including the comment. All right. All right, so we have heart rate, oxygen level, consumption, battery, helmet. So heart, oxygen, consumption, battery, helmet. 5 total. 5 more total. So that's 4. Sorry, that's 4. And I'll just copy you one more time. So we have name. We have heart rate. We have oxygen. Oxygen level. You know what? Because I'm using bind, I'm going to be just anal and copy and paste the current wording I'm using, or spelling I'm using, from the other thing. I don't care if there's typo. So long as the two match, we are A-okay with what we're doing. All right, now with that done, again, remember what bind is doing. So it's saying, hi, I'm looking for something that is of this class, even if it's a child of this class. If it is named this, whatever that thing is, so long as it's a child of the class, I am bound to this now. So like when you create something in the graph and you delete it, it deletes a reference to the node. This allows you to round that. Instead of having to have the reference there, it's going, I have a reference ready. If I exist and you can use me. If I don't, well, the code is still there. You just can't access it because I don't exist to access it. Peace. I meant to say that much softer, that peace bit. Sorry. So that's all we're doing right here. That's all we're doing with these attributes. Now, I'm going to write a whole bunch of methods around these attributes. Sorry, I just realized I might be wrong in what I'm saying. I mean, what I said is right. What I meant to say is I might be wrong in what I'm planning to do. And, I'm checking what I'm saying, because yeah, some of them do need to be prior. Ooh. Right. Yeah, no. Okay, what I said is right, but I can't do it with a user widget class. I will need to create individual classes for this. I'm gonna, for now we can leave it. I can just, I mean, honestly, those ones aren't the, I don't know. I don't know. And this is, I don't know how to code what I'm doing. I don't know what makes, I don't know what makes the most sense for the options I have in front of me. So instead of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, just going to start working on other things first, because this entire user widget thing poses a slight issue for what I want to do in the long run. So for now, what I need is the image UMG API, because we need to actually have an image in this thing. So we're going to include components image, and yeah, so it's going to be a, well, first I'm going to copy the bind line because we need that still too. It's going to be a uimage pointer. And we're going to have two of these. One will be called, actually we're going to have a whole bunch of these. We're going to have pointer, not reference, background, boink. I'll take that. The next one will be blackout. And the third one will be whiteout. Okay. Now, because for some reason I made whiteout 2 words, it's gonna come back to 1 word, just so it matches on that one. Really. Okay. Whiteout, save. So that was to the copy of the UMG on my other window, where I need to get these names from. If you're talking about the thing I asked you about where it's about loading in widgets, no, that's not what I'm doing, dude. That's not what I need. I need access to particular functions. So what I'm trying to do is just, don't worry, I got that. It's just I'm trying to work out what my options are on something else. Give me 1 second. Oh, helmet log is what I called it. Okay. It's like, where's the log? I called it helmet log. I'm blind. Right. Let's see. Right, and I also need the timer manager. So let's go back to our, because I'm going to be lazy about this. Stats component base here. Grab the timer manager there. And bring it into here. Cool. Awesome. Okay, so we're on to private now. Normally I do this in the reverse order of private, public, protected, public, but because those are components, they go at the top. We're going to have... Actually, we'll make this protected. Same logic, though, for why this is not at the top there. It's going to be timer handle. Is it F timer handle? I never remember these things, dude. I always have to look up what these are. You know what? You're getting really annoying being in the way there, you enum component thing. It is F timer handle. And this will be our death screen TH, I guess. Okay. Cool. Next, what we need is we don't need access to it really, but we're gonna have a float called alpha, which we will default out to 0. Okay, that's everything we need in terms of our member attributes. Next, we're gonna go on to our member functions. So for that, I'm just gonna cheat again. Grab this sucker, paste this down here, and this is methods. So for our member methods, we're gonna have a update oxygen level, which we're not gonna do right now because that's the part about this user interface thing that I'm just doubting on how I want to do. So it's gonna be set blackout. So I'm gonna just really quickly do this. Set blackout. Just gonna have 3 arguments. So it's gonna be float value, float max, bool, override. And there we go. Why are you giving me an error on this? Oh, the definition's not fine. Wait. Oh. Void. Forgot something there, I guess. Alright, and we're going to take this again, and we're going to repeat this for the whiteout. So set whiteout. And then we have void, and this one takes no arguments. on death. And then we have, I should have copied the one with no arguments. Death screen. Okay. So these are the functions we need to create. Now, the ones that I'm hemming and hawing on, we're going, I don't know if I'm going to do them in... if I'm going to be doing them, how I'm going to be doing them, these ones up are related to the ones up here. And the reason I don't know what I'm going to be doing quite yet is, yes, while I can have these filled in, I don't have base classes for them, which means I can't call the methods up that I want to call up. And I'm going, Now, if I do make them, you're going to see something that makes it look like I'm violating encapsulation. These, to me, are child classes, now, or friend classes. I could just actually declare a friend class to make it easier. In fact, I might just do that and make a friend class. So, yeah. Way we're going to do that is, let's start with by taking these guys first off. And in here, we're just going to paste that in. We'll come back up here, grab this bit, and boink. There we go. Do that bit as well. There we go. Oh, I just saw that typo. Not like the typo matters as long as I'm consistent across the board. It's just going to drive me up the wall otherwise. Boink. Actually, I did the wrong thing. I could just have done this to have made my life easier. And you want to see something else that's going to make my life so much easier? Oh, they aren't aligned. I can't do it that way. That makes me so sad. Okay. Fine. All right. Yeah. Voodoo magic. Me being able to type once in the thing. So I need the Kismet math library. I'm just gonna double check something. Kismet math library normalized to range UE4. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Cool. We will actually just have you included this way. Make our lives easier. Cool. All right, I need blackout here. In blackout, what we're gonna do is you're going to set opacity. And right, I'm gonna write this backwards to work out the logic, and then I'm gonna put it into that brackets there. So it's gonna be done in 1, 2. I found a typo in my prototype code that just made me kind of go, what's wrong with me? I clearly saw that's a mistake. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put that next thing in. But I forgot to delete the original thing that was clearly the mistake. So again, doing this backwards, we're going to start by normalizing this. So what we're going to do is we want to do... we want to do this. So I'm just going to drag this to their window so I can have a reference to the layout of the code in my head, on my screen. So it is Kismet math library, normalize. Okay, normalize to range. All right, we pass in value. 0.0 F and value 0.0 F and then max. Okay, so that's part 1. The next part is I think I need F math. Yep. clamp. Again, we're just going to do this the long way for a moment. Float x equals clamp x is the value, 0 is the minimum, and the maximum is where we get funkiness. So our max is override question mark 1.0f 0.8f. That also should be a semicolon, not a semicolon. There we go. Okay. Convoluted. We're gonna work this down to one line. And by the way, just to say what that line would be, hang on 1 second. Does fmath take a reference, or does it store, or does it not? Fmath clamp, because that actually changes how this looks. No, it returns a value. It doesn't take a reference. Okay. So, okay. Yes, I'm using it to store itself. There we go. That is the long version of what we're doing. Right. So to achieve this, so to walk through this, what we're saying is we want to take this value and we want to normalize it to a range. Now, I've skipped something actually, which is x equals x, or 1 minus x. There we go. So we're taking that value and then we're clamping it between there. Now, yeah, I can't remember what we might pass in for max. It might not be 0.8, but basically we're normalizing it there. We're then making it a proportion here. We're then clamping it between 0.8 or 1 based on if we have an override. If we're saying override, and I'm only using this for death, then we want the screen to go completely black. If we're not overriding, or unconscious, if we're not overriding, then the player should still be able to partially see the screen. And this really is opacity. So this is our opacity values, like our max opacity. Are we completely opaque, or are we partially translucent? Mostly opaque still. That's what we're saying here. So, I just want to see if we can. Okay, we might actually have to do this as 2 lines because I don't think there's any reasonable way to fit that into one readable line. Yes, I could jam that sucker into there. Like, holy crap! Like, it's okay. Let's talk about doing that really quickly. We're gonna let's just grab this. I'm gonna be lazy about this and do this on multiple lines to start with, just to show how this is done. So we're gonna start with I'm just gonna do it this way, just so I have it in my head in a clear. Actually, no, we don't need that. We need fmath clamp. Okay, and instead of x here, we're gonna come back to the x in a moment, because that's where things get wonky. We're gonna do 0.0. Notice how I went down a line there, by the way. Also, actually, what I want to do, fuck off. What I want to do is this. Okay, 0.0. And then we can take this last bit, actually. This is also why I like having it on the same line. Okay, sorry. And then we can do override, question mark, 1.0 if it's true, 0.8 if it's false. Okay. Right, that's where that semicolon goes. So that leaves us x. That's what the part I haven't filled in yet. So we need to declare x. So what we're gonna do is we could do we need that 1 minus bit first. So we're gonna do 1. Actually, this is some brackets. Fuck off. 1 minus. Sorry, that the way I'm swearing, it's at Visual Studio, not at people. So I'm gonna go to your second question first, and then look at the first part. Okay, first, hang on, because I'm missing all the questions. Chica, no to your question. That is not what I'm trying to do. Don't worry about that. I know what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to decide the order in which I want to do it. It is not about what we talked about previously at all. Nothing related to it. It is I'm trying to make a decision on where I'm going to put, or when I'm going to actually define something. Am I defining it now, today, this stream, or am I doing it later? That is what I'm hemming and hawing about, because I don't have access to a function that doesn't exist. Otherwise, I need to create the function and not have it be functional for now. Or otherwise, I need to delay and not create the function and have it functional for now. Now, Sam, your second question. If blacking out, is there a way to mimic tunnel vision? Yes. Easily, no. There is a way. It is convoluted. So we're not going with that. It's just going all black. And it's also not flatly changing. It actually builds on itself. I'm using an additive approach. Now, I could make a different style of additive approach to simulate tunnel vision and cheat there. Which, to be fair, might be something I end up doing. Haven't made a call on that yet. As for the dynamic difficulty, I haven't made a decision yet on any of that. So, right, we're going to clamp between the range of 1 and whatever you've normalized. So, we then do Kismet normalize to range. And this is where we pass in value 0.0f max. Right. Cool. So now if I start bringing this back together, we have our first argument for our clamp. Actually, wow, this might be shorter than I thought it was. So our first argument for our clamp is x. And x is defined as 1 minus the normalized to range value between 0 and max. So these two lines have now been combined into that argument there. Our second argument is literally the same as before. Okay, that's gonna drive me up the wall. There we go. Our third argument is the same as before. Okay, this might actually fit on one nice, neat line. I am honestly a bit surprised by that. I intentionally deleted that semicolon. We'll talk about why in just a moment. All right, and let's drop this sucker into here, and then let's put the semicolon back in. Cool. I actually think that does fit one line readably. So the reason I said, oh, nah, we're not going to do this in one line, was I was worried it wouldn't be readable. Have fun with your kid, dude. Enjoy yourself, man. I am going to leave this just for a reference. In case the stuff below is wrong, I can then just swap out to that stuff. Okay, so that's what we want to do for the blackout. The whiteout is actually the same, except for what we do here is we search for whiteout, set opacity, and then, yeah, let's just literally copy this. Nothing is different. It's just what are we targeting is different. Right, on death. Well, I can never remember this, as you guys know, because I always look this up. And instead of looking it up this time, I have a copy of it right here. So, I'm just going to cheat, take this bit. Go back here. And on death, what we're going to do is we want to get the world. We want to set the thing, the timer. We're going to use the death screen timer handle because we need to pass that through. it is within this. We are in our main UI base here. And clearly spelled death wrong. Not that it actually really matters, as long as his name is consistent across the 2 bits. There we go. Paste that into there. We will loop this every 0.1 seconds. And yeah, we're looping. Cool. Right, that's all this is doing. This is just triggering when we die a death screen timer. As for the timer, actually, I'm going to do one other thing just to be on the safe side. And that is just to redeclare this as 0. Or redefine it as 0. Because what we're going to do here is we're going to take our alpha. And we are going to do alpha plus equal 0.5. And then, of course, we're going to clamp this. So we're going to do fmath clamp. And there is our, you know what? Actually, I do want 2 brackets there because we have that first argument going in. Our second argument is 0. Our third argument is 1. There we go. Right. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about this. I'm just going to take this line for a second and paste this down here because it's actually the blackout we're setting. But instead of value, we're doing... hang on. Okay. All of this. You know what? No. No. Hang on. We're doing this a bit differently. We're going to take that, leave that as for now. All right. What is our opacity? Well, for our opacity, what we're going to do is we're going to end up lerping between the 2. So I want the UE4 C++ API lerp to floats. It's not the 8-bit. Nah. By the way, the reason I didn't scroll down is I saw the top of the node there. fmath lerp. Okay. Okay, so just really quickly, we're gonna do this on multiple lines again. So hey, there is our clamp. Really, yeah, okay. Right. So what we need, and that's alpha at the end of the day. That's really what this is. So if you think about it this way, there we go. So then we're gonna want to do fmath lerp, and our A is blackout get color and get color and opacity dot, no, not set. I want, okay, color and opacity dot A. I think we're gonna just pause for a moment to go back here to our API and actually, do I already have it open? No, I don't. We looked up a minute ago. Image, yep. And what we want to do is go to color and opacity. So this is what we're looking at, and I just want to make sure the structure is built the way I think it is. It is RGBA. So we are able to call A just like we did there. We don't give a crap about the other ones. Our B value will always be 1 in this case. And our alpha value will be alpha. All right, why don't you? Oh, because I forgot the comma. All right, so that's what we're doing. We're lerping between this and that, and we're setting that. Yeah. All right, we're lerping between whatever our current opacity on the blackout image is to full opaqueness set by alpha. So we need to get all of this into here, right? Fairly simple stuff. So to do that, and I'm just gonna double check what I have here really quick before I do this, is that we are doing alpha plus itself by 0.5 is clamped between 0 and 1. We then lerp between... I mean, technically we don't need the lerp. I just like doing it because it adds a bit of something special to it. Something unique. I don't know. Je ne sais quoi vie to it, I guess. So, really the thing that's wrapped inside the set opacity is our lerp. So, again, what we'll do is we'll do fmath we'll lerp, and yeah, what we're lerping here is, well, okay, hang on. First things first, just like before, what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop that down here. We're gonna break this apart for the lerp. So first is our A, and our A is literally, well, the alpha off of here. Our second is our B, and our B is always gonna be full alpha, which is 1. Alpha in this case being RGBA alpha, not alpha in the lerp. As for alpha here, alpha is going to be clamped between 0 and 1. Not to say that the lerp doesn't already clamp it, but so we're going to put this in brackets just to make it easier to follow. And this will be fmath. You don't need the extra brackets I just did because we're in an argument with a comma, so it's clearly delineated by the commas. I just personally like using the brackets because I find them easier to read, and it just works better with my reading of the material. Now, we don't need to store this anywhere because we're already storing it and passing it through. Now, I'm not sure if it'll let me do this when I'm doing it with a reference and it needs to be an R value instead of an L value, or an L value instead of an R value. But hey, we'll try. So we're going to clamp, and clamp is going to have a thing. Fuck off. So what is it going to have? It's going to have, again, it's going to have a value. And the value is alpha plus equal, so plus itself, 0.5, comma, 0.0f, 1.0f. And that's the end of that argument. So let's start wrapping this back down, or winding this back down. I'm just imagining the heap whenever I say winding this back or wrapping this down, whatever. It just for some reason always makes me think of the heap. Right. Okay, so who are you two? Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay. Right, so that is our alpha, that is our B, and that is our alpha for the lerp. There we go. Boing. Now, before we finish this out, what we do is get that all into one line, put our semicolon in, and just like before, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just comment the top bit out in case I've screwed something up with the short version on one line. Oh yeah, sorry, lerp just means linear interpolation. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat as I did that. I had to have my notes up on the other window about the math I'm doing. There's also slurping. I can't remember what clerps are called. I think they're called clerps, actually. Cubic interpolations. I like slurps. Slurps are fun. Right, I actually forgot the easiest way to do this. Also, however, my personal notes on this have a mistake. So what we do next is if we're gonna do this a different way because hey, my notes have a mistake, but I know how to fix it. So we're gonna do an if statement, and we're gonna do if blackout dot color and opacity dot a, so the alpha channel, is equal to or greater than, because we are, greater than or equal to 1, because we're looking at a float. Then what we're gonna do is everything else that needs to happen. And the way that's gonna work is, right, we're gonna create a new variable for this. This one will be private, and it's going to be called death timer. Of course, it would be useful if I actually gave it a type, because yeah. Now, all we're doing with this, and again, I'm just going to make sure this is set to 0 again, is we're doing a delay. That's all we're doing with this. This death timer is just, actually, I'm going to rename it as death screen timer, just so I have, I know it's a little bit more verbose, but it gives me a clearer image of what I'm doing with it. Because the actual death timer is the son of a, okay, I need a better name for this. No, death transition timer, because what we're doing is we're transitioning between two screens. It's not really a timer, actually. Yeah, that's also the other issue with this. It's a delay. It's a death screen transition delay, not a timer. Right, I knew there was something bugging me about that name, not that the name matters. All we're gonna do is we're gonna take that value, we're gonna add to itself a value of 0.1. So literally this is gonna fire twice. That's it. That's all. And to make sure that this works, well, let's put a semicolon in first. So we have a terminator, because without a terminator in that sentence, right, so we are taking that value, we're adding it to itself by 0.1. Once it's equal to 2, sorry, just give me 1 second. I need to double check something on alert. Okay, yeah, no, that does exactly what I thought it did. It is a reference for the alpha 2. We're gonna also, I don't mind if we do this twice. And when I say do this twice, I don't mean I've done it here and I'm doing it here. I mean, actually, no, I do mind. Okay, you know what? This is where I get a bit cheeky. We're gonna have two alphas. This will be B alpha, or alpha B out, And then we'll have alpha WO. So right now, that's that. That's that. Cool. Now we're going to actually repeat this down here with WO, just to be on the safe side. Okay. Now we can continue. And what we're going to do is we're going to do another if statement. So if death transition delay is equal to or greater than 0.2f, so 2 ticks in this case, then we will do the same thing we just literally did here, but with whiteout instead. Greater than or equal to. There we go. Right. And we change this for WO. We change this to 0.2 instead of 0.5, so it takes a little bit longer to go from black to white. So we have a bit more of a delay on, we see a bit more of the black screen before we switch to the whiteout screen. Okay, there we go. That's all we're doing. And then what we should really do is check and close out based on whiteout alpha being equal or greater to 1. But hey, that honestly takes us through most of that part. Ow. All right, let's go ahead and just compile this really quickly. See what typos I have where. Just a thought from a gameplay perspective about making progression from blackout to death random. For a death screen, that's a bit too much, to be fair, for me. Not when I... Okay, so... Sam, I get what you're doing. I'm trying to think about how the best way to answer this in a way that makes sense. I could spend 30 minutes doing that very easily. Great. I mean, I could spend 40 minutes doing it a little bit less easily by adding my own random number generators in. The answer to your question is yes, it's doable. The implication of you asking the question here, and this is what I'm responding to, is, are you going to do that? Or, hey, could you include this? Not, is it possible? When you say could, it's, could I, right now, the person on camera, do that? Now, fair enough, either way. I'm going to ignore the implication for a moment and just talk about this in general. The way to think about this is, I don't have a death screen yet, so I need a death screen. Everything else, making it more realistic, making it more immersive, making it more randomized, more dynamic, more what have you, however you want to phrase that, that comes later with iteration. I can't paint the wall if there is no wall. That makes sense? But yes, you could do something like that. Kind of, sort of, maybe. There's different ways to do it depending on how you envision talking, what you talked about there. And that's the kind of thing you need to bear in mind. There are different ways to think about how to include that. Wait, that compiled? Really? There were no typos? Yep, think skeletons first. Okay, they did fail. Here's the problem. I don't know if it's actually... I assume there are actual mistakes, but the particular mistakes I'm seeing are problematic. Okay, that is seriously aggravating. Exactly. Like there's a thing called optimizing to death where you can spend ages just optimizing one thing instead of actually moving on to the correct stuff. The stuff you're actually needing to do. Fuck me. Okay, there we go. All right, that's done. All right, so here becomes the weirdness. Let's go back into here. All that's done. All that's done. So it is the base detail. Okay. So what we're going to do then is pop back over here. And go to UE4, C++, widget text block. Sorry, it took me a minute to utext block. That's what I thought. Okay. Want to see the header for that. Cool. All right, let's pop back over here and take a look in the designer. Right. So this one will be easy to do as well. Let's pop back over to our classes. And you want a user widget. And this will be base data base. Okay, well, fuck my naming convention apparently, yo. Okay. Cool. Yes. All right. All right, so we can literally copy the layout we used here, where we did the components first, and then we did everything else. So I'm just gonna actually steal all of that right now. Boink. Now, I mentioned earlier that friend of class versus not doing friend of class. I've actually decided, or doing other things. I've decided to not use a friend of approach for one reason. I'm already going to need to have a reference to this class in here for what I'm about to do to work. So, yeah. Yeah, take from that what you will. Right, so let's grab this window again. It is a text block, right? Really? Yeah. I think it's block and not box because there is one of each. I'm pretty sure this is the right one. I always seem to have a hard time remembering which is which, but it doesn't really matter too much. If it's off in that regard, it's just one word off. Right, there we go. And then I need that line again. And let me just grab the name from the actual thing. Okay. That's that part done. Don't think we need anything else really. We just need two methods at this point then. And yeah, these are pretty simple methods. I'm actually gonna make these public for now. Let me just grab all of that too, actually. And let's drop down here, paste that in. I just realized that I did not make those U functions, but meh, I can take care of that later. So it'll be set first details. So we'll take a type of text, f text. There we go. Text part 1. Oh, void. And then I just copy this down here. It'll be set second details, and let's make this part 2. Cool. Let's grab these two, bring them over here, paste them in, pop back over here, grab that bit of the code, our name, and yeah, let's start working on defining these. Also, I swear the font changed on me randomly there, and I'm seeing stuff. All right. Cool. I want that. Thank you. UE4 C++ format. First, before we do that, let me just, I think that actually gave me what I'm looking for. But literally, it is just that. So I could take this, paste that here, and switch that for that. There we go. Okay. Now let's pop back over to here. And in here, what we're going to do is we're going to include the other user interface. So we're going to do, actually, I want to do this down here. That's going to be include, and it will be base details there. Cool. We can then come back here, grab that bit, come back into this, and boink, 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 boink. Okay. At this point, it becomes just a repetition of code over and over and over again. However, what I'm not certain on is Kismet text library. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. Well, what I wasn't certain on was what I just said. Kismet text library. This is what we want. Technically, I should have just used this library a second ago. But, yeah, no. Before we do this, I'm getting a bit farther along than I'm comfortable with, not having done a test yet. So what we're going to do instead, and this probably will be where we end the stream because I'm very, very grumpy with my quitting cigarettes. We're going to take the character here. We're going to create a blueprint class from it. This will be BP. Character. Base. Boink. Okay, there is our character. Okay, well, there's a mistake that we can fix right away. Okay. We'll just grab the uProperty specifiers, I guess. I want to edit defaults only. Okay. Yay, hot loading. Wait, what did I just delete from here? Visible anywhere, okay. I think that should work, actually. I think. Okay. There we go. Okay. That's what I wanted. I want to be able to edit that there. Cool. Right. You, my friend, are getting reparented. To BP character base. Yeah, that was kind of clearly going to happen. This will be BP player now. Okay, well, let's just delete you. You don't actually exist anymore. Oh, I lied. We're still going to keep you, I guess. Cool. Right. So this will be E movement type. Primary change. Actually, you know what? We don't need this anymore. Right. We can delete that. Actually, I don't want to delete that yet. I lied. We want movement type. We want to get movement type. So we want to get movement type. Boink that into there. So we want to know, is this equal to? This is one part I don't like in the new Unreal. All right. Why do I have this twice? Oh, not equal. Yep, okay. That's why. So duplicate that up here. And this, if it's not equal to walking, again, seriously, Unreal? You have this content sensitivity thing. If you don't have an overload for this, then the fuck you doing offering me an overload for it? Context sensitivity exists. You work with it. Why is that not working here? Right, and then we take this node, we drop it here, and then we do... Yeah, no, that doesn't work. Okay, so switch. And boink, boink, boink. Okay, that can go away. Duplicate. Boink. 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 Delete. Okay. And finally, select. Boink. Boink. All right. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of those, by the way, we have to deal with. Is that equals? That is an equal one. Cool. All right. Actually, hang on. I'm gonna go back several steps and just see if I can undo one of the changes I made. It was jog, okay. This will become run. There we go. Okay, so that doesn't automatically override it. Cool. That's annoying as crap. Okay, I thought it did, but whatevs. Cool, so instead we want to do set movement type. You should like literally open up the code I have right behind you, but okay, whatever. This is walk. Okay. I have no idea why it keeps doing that. I'm in the wrong thing. Okay, let's make sure this still does bouncy bouncy. I feel like the math is somehow different. Also, what's annoying me is, am I? Okay, thank you. Okay, what is the key I'm looking for? Oh. I guess it would be helpful if I was plugged in. Alright. So at least we're getting back to where we were. Math is a bit off, but I can take care of that later on. Oh, I see why it's off. It's getting doubled up. Duh. Cool. Okay, that's working, kind of. Sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup because you can see that it's calling some things just from the way it plays a couple of times more than it should be. So I'm hopeful that this should eliminate part of that problem. I'm probably gonna get a whole bunch of bugs as a result of what I've just done. But let's start, and hey, if we get bugs, that means we know exactly where I'm referencing this thing that we're no longer using. So let's find where they're located, and then we can move from there. All right, so, hey, we're back in. Oh, hey, we're not just going randomly black really quickly. Cool. Now, we're not going to go black at all because, well, we got nothing calling it up. Now, I have a feeling I can hop infinitely at this point. But here's the other one. Does the flashlight work? No, it does not. Also, the footprints are now backwards again, which I swear we fixed last time. There we are. That's where I wanted the error messages. Thank you. Oh. Fuck me. Okay, I want not those error messages. We'll take care of those later on. Okay, I guess we don't have any other errors for that one. Let's just find references. Oh. You know what? This honestly gives us something useful to do in the next stream, which is to go through and finish this out. I honestly, without the cigarettes and this week, just don't have the energy to keep going. Like, I know it's only been 3 hours instead of the 4 hours I said I would do, but I'm dead to the world. I need to make food, I need to eat, and I need to not be so agitated with my lack of tobacco running through my system. Alternatively, I push through and keep trying. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here, just because I know what I want to do next. I know it's gonna take me a bit to get through it, and then we can continue working through the conversion over to C++, because there's a lot of little fiddly bits that are gonna be coming up next. So yeah, I think I will call it here. I'm gonna save everything. I'm going to close it out. Yeah, Dev, I intentionally saved my streams. I apologize for all the swearing in this one. It's because I am not feeling... I'm going through tobacco withdrawals. I'm going to do something to the camera just for a note. Actually, I'm not. Sam, assume I just gave the camera the middle finger. Dev, I save the streams so people who can't be here, of course, can watch it, because sometimes I'll reference things from it or pull it back up and use it and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, God, I need to quit because I can save money. But I am gagging for a cigarette right now, ladies and gents. Gagging, I tell you. Now, I didn't do my normal intro of saying, you know, if you want to help this channel out, this video, sorry. As always, this live stream, the videos, the content on this channel is brought to you by Patreon sponsors. Patreon sponsors get early access to videos, not the live streams, of course, and access to project files. But all you have to do to support this channel is hit that like button down below. It helps this channel out more than I can say. And if you have not already, you want to make sure you're here for the live streams. You want to make sure you're here for when tutorials are released or announcements. Then make sure to hit the subscribe icon and turn on all notifications. And if you want to take your support a bit further, well, consider becoming a Patreon sponsor and getting those fringe benefits. And, as always, our next live stream is tomorrow at 12:30 British Summer Time. Our next tutorial release is on Monday between 5 and 9 British Summer Time, followed by our next community tutorial on next Friday at 5 o'clock. Again, that subscribe button will remind you of those. And until then, I look forward to seeing you in any one of those. And if you've not already, make sure to join the Discord server, link in the description below. And I'll see you in the next tutorial or live stream, and I hope that you have a wonderful day.